Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 583 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. First of all, I want to thank all my members of the Ping Pong Flix Show for joining in. You can join down below for exclusive content, only available to members only. Today, I dropped that high school video project that I made a long time ago. So I hope you enjoyed it. There's many more in my college days and also other content as well, exclusive to you. So be on the lookout for that. But I want to say thank you to my subscribers for joining the Ping Pong Flix Show. I got a new overlay, as you can see. This is where you can watch all up-to-date DC movie news, DC content on YouTube right here. All you have to do is click like and subscribe. But I want to say this very special happy birthday message to Michael Theodosis. I think I said his last name right. I met him over at the Snyder Con last year, and his wife graciously sent me a message to say that his birthday was just yesterday, and I want to put this right out now. Happy birthday, Michael Theodosis. It was great, fantastic meeting you over there at Snyder Con, and I had a great conversation with you and everyone there, and I'm wishing you a very, very special happy birthday to you. Now, let's get on with the DC movie news. I've got some incredible stuff coming up, including something that may have been shot in Zack Snyder's Justice League already, and also possibly a Superman sequel, right? But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about DC's Jim Lee. Jim Lee on the company's future. This article came out on Friday by Boris Kidd over at The Hollywood Reporter. DC faced one of the toughest times in the company's history this week. I talked to CCO and publisher Jim Lee about the layoffs, changes to the publishing line, the future of print and digital, and a new Batman book by John Ridley. Now, I'm not going to talk about all those things, but basically what you want to hear from Jim Lee is that he's really kind of taken over the whole thing, right? And he's putting confidence back into the public, saying that DC Comics is not going away. There is no pencil down order. That means that they're still writing the same comics, they're still continuing the projects. No one from those departments, in terms of who's involved in those books that they're ready to publish or wanting to publish, have not been let go. There are some changes in there. There's a lot of streamlining, and I think this is a fantastic article for you to check out if you're very much worried about the future of DC Comics. There may be a little bit to worry about in terms of digital age and stuff like that, but Jim Lee is telling us that they are very much aware about the digital nature of the world now, and they're trying to find ways, whether it's comics, movies, or shows, or anything like that, to get that into DC, into all those mediums and all those forms of entertainment, and ultimately to the consumer, which is us. And I think this is a fantastic outlook on the thing, and making him the guy to be kind of the shepherding this whole thing, the guy to talk to all those business people and tell them how they should go around with doing DC, with the multiverse idea, with all these other ideas that they want to put in, all these other creators that want to do their own visions, for instance. He is making sure they're all streamlined together. They're all sending the same message, saying that DC is here to stay. And there is a lot of content in DC, and there's not just one content that is just the canonized content. Everything is canon. Everything is true. Everything that you like, you can get, and more. So there's a lot of things to look forward to in DC Comics, rather than the negative aspects that have transpired most recently. So I love this little article. I definitely should check it out. Jim Lee talks a lot about different parts of the business, but essentially saying that it's here to stay. One of the interesting things he also said that was, for now, here to stay is DC Universe. Now, it looks like all the shows are kind of moving away from DC Universe. Stargirl's going to CW, and all the other shows seemingly are starting to end up and finally come out on HBO Max. but he does say that DC Universe is still crucial to the business and still crucial, and they have a lot of content, they have a lot of thoughts about that. So it doesn't look like that's going to go anytime soon. But I'm curious to see what other things are going to add to that, to that streaming service when they already have HBO Max. So, but he does offer kind of a peace of mind for anybody out there who are afraid of things that could possibly happen, regardless of what's happening in the industry in terms of Marvel and DC. But I like what he says here, and I feel much better for in terms of the outlook of DC so far. So I really enjoyed this little article, this little interview. Now, the next thing that's coming up is, well, DC FanDome. That's the biggest thing to drop this coming week in less than 6 days from now, right? So there are some cool little previews, DC Comics like countdowns and things like that. But I think there's only like this. They actually, James Gunn or Suicide Squad rather, put out an actual video showing us what's going to happen, or at least kind of previewing what's possibly going to happen in 1 week's time. It's kind of a fun little thing, and don't take too much from it. But you can at least have a preview of the actual cast here on this video. Check this out.
Here it is, everything.
It feels like high school. Yeah.
It totally feels like high school.
We're going to have some competition. Jeopardy rules, guys. Pronounce it right.
You can't just give away the point.
He's not on our team? I thought you were on my team, too.
Are you excited to be a part of DC FanDome?
This is going to be great.
I have a little something special in store for you.
So that was a Suicide Squad panel at DC FanDome. They're going to have some, looks like they're going to do a little game answering questions. They're also going to have the entire cast. It looks like the entire cast in any case. And also they're going to have something special. Now, I would probably expect that something special to actually be, the trailer, right? We're probably going to get the trailer or a teaser, whatever they have. But I'm wondering if there's going to be anything else at that panel. I don't know. And I'm really eager to find that out. Perhaps, maybe James Gunn would even bother saying, hey, you know what? I know our Suicide Squad's coming out, but I do respect David Ayer, and I think you guys deserve to see the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Okay, that may be a little bit hopeful and wishful thinking, but I'm just trying to say that it's still a possibility with all the different surprises that are possibly coming out of DC FanDome. And one of those surprises, right, and we already seen this already, one of those surprises is a new movie or new movies, right? And this is that schedule that we see right here. Surprise DC Comics panel. Now it says DC Comics, so it could be a slew of different things. It could be games, it could be comic books, it could be shows, TV series, and it could even be movies. There's also other announcement panels as well, so there could be there as well. But I'm just going to pull this one up because it does say surprise, and when it says surprise, my mind and my wish list is just extremely vast. And one of those conversations that have lately been going around, and I've been hearing about it even from my own colleagues like the Dave the Film Junkie or Matt Jarble that we talked about on Vodka Stream, or even some other people as well. But could it be that there is going to be a Superman solo film to be announced at DC FanDome? Now that is the one movie, right? The one movie property that I want to see second to Zack Snyder's Justice League, if that's possibly coming out, to have Henry Cavill appear as Superman once again in either his own film, in addition to Zack Snyder's Justice League, or a cameo in Black Adam, a cameo in Shazam or other movies. I would love no more than just to get him back in the cape, back in the suit, and have him flying once again in his own solo outing, right? And that's something that I've been talking about, I've been wishing about, I've been wishing and praying for every single year at San Diego Comic-Con. I get it that Man of Steel 2 is really Batman v Superman. That's why I put down below Superman solo film, right? And that's what I want to see. Could that happen? Well, like I said, I've been hearing that is one of the major announcements at DC Fandom, or could possibly be a major announcement at DC Fandom. And John Campea seems to be pushing this as well. In the other video the other day, he put out a tinfoil video. He actually did call it tinfoil, which is cool. That it's possible that Henry Cavill could be coming back in a surprise announcement at DC Fandom with a new Superman movie. To the point that he even posted this today. Me with Henry Cavill, I suspect there's going to be a surprise announcement regarding him and a red cape on August 22nd. Now, it's not really clear if that announcement is a solo film, a solo outing, or a cameo in either Black Adam or Shazam or another movie. But for what it's worth, John Campea has heard things and is wrong a lot about other things as well. But if a person like him could be kind of optimistic that there could be a Henry Cavill Superman announcement soon, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. And it does coincide with what I've been hearing with some of my colleagues as well. So if that's the case, I am definitely excited for DC Fandom, even more excited for DC Fandom. And I'm already 150% more, 200% excited for DC Fandom. But that's awesome. Are we going to finally, for a dry spell of Henry Cavill Superman, a true Henry Cavill Superman, mustache gate withstanding, headless Superman withstanding, we essentially never had a true Henry Cavill Superman outing since Batman v Superman in 2016, right? Because all the times, all the other ones, it was just really just like Mustache Gate or the headless one from Shazam, right? But we haven't had a true solo outing for Superman announcement. And my God, this may just be the year at DC Fandom, right? Point like Boss Logic even gets kind of excited. Let the mind games begin. Hashtag Man of Steel 2 at Zack Snyder. What's interesting about that is that he even put down, directed by Zack Snyder, Man of Steel Cerebro. He made a few posters of this. It's essentially Superman versus Brainiac, which is like one of my all-time villains that I want Superman to go against in a Man of Steel sequel, right? And I mean sequel by not Batman v Superman, by the way, Superman solo film. So don't get triggered. Superman solo film, essentially Superman versus Brainiac. I would love to see that. Throw in some Supergirl in there, Candor and everything. And I think that would be really, really, really awesome. I would totally love to see this happen. And if Boss Logic knows a few things, he's kind of in Dwayne Johnson's camp, in a say, because they worked on Black Adam. And he's even said that he's heard some great big things coming out of DC Fandom. I've covered that in another video, that this could be it. Finally, are we going to get another Superman movie at DC Fandom? I can't wait. Let's wait and find out. Now, DC Fandom is going to be interesting. And also one of the biggest things that's coming out of DC Fandom, of course, is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League is one of the biggest, maybe even the biggest panel, the biggest thing that's coming out, especially that intrigues a lot of people at DC Fandom. And why wouldn't it? It's Justice League. It's just Justice League with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, right? Martian Manhunter, and another green dude. Green Lantern. Green Lantern is in Justice League, right? But have they filmed it yet? Well, something occurred when Dave the Film Junkie talked in this video, and I kind of inquired with him later on that he's now hearing that there may have been already a Green Lantern, or at least a hint at Green Lantern already shot in Justice League, right? So Zack Snyder's Justice League Green Lantern could have been filmed. Is that true? And it seems like maybe we're leaning more into that direction. If Mick D, who's kind of one of Zack's kind of buddies right now, rest of the TPZ, they've been hinting a lot about Green Lantern. Hope they are talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League and a rumored encounter. I'm going to show you this. Rumored encounter with Bruce Wayne at this location, right? And this is in terms of Happy Birthday, Ben Affleck, of course. But that was the scene, the lake house scene that Dave was talking about, how his source was saying they may have just shot that for real. Like it was in the script where Ben Affleck, the Bruce Wayne met some lanterns, and it was insinuated it was like Kilowog and Tomar, right? But there may be a way to kind of, a little bit of green and some magical movie magic to add possibly Hal Jordan and maybe even Jon Stewart as the two lanterns instead, right? Instead of Tomar Ray and a Kilowog. So, and it's going to be at the lake house, right? And he's actually retweeting some speculations. He's utilizing a little bit. Cue me speculating wildly about what Green Lantern content we might see. Are we going to see some Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer? Are we going to finally find out who Green Lantern is, or which Green Lantern is going to be utilized at DC FanDome? I can't wait to find out. Like, I feel like DC FanDome, this is the biggest opportunity in a global scale, in a mainstream general audience scale, that Zack Snyder could drop a ton of bombs and just explode the internet with what will be in Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? And he is definitely gonna raise the roof with this one. And maybe it's not just him. Maybe the cast is going to appear at Zack Snyder's Justice League panel. Now, at DC FanDome, it doesn't say much. I'll be honest. It says right here, it doesn't say much. It says Zack Snyder fields questions from fans and a few surprise guests as he discusses his eagerly awaited upcoming film, cut of the 2017 feature film and the movement that made it happen. Sure, it says surprise guests, but that could arrange from a whole different amount of people, right? We know a few people from the fandom will show up there, so that's exciting in itself. But I want to know, are the casts going to be there? So this is actually coming from Yuvraj Dhaliwal. I think that I said that. I don't know if I said that right, but this is a full screenshot from an email that a person got who's getting their question chosen for that panel, or was chosen, and this was July 22nd. Hello, I work in marketing for HBO Max, and we are putting together a virtual panel for Zack and some of the Justice League cast at DC FanDome on August 22nd. And some of the Justice League cast at DC FanDome. So it feels like, and I think it's true, the Justice League cast, some of them anyway, is going to appear at DC FanDome. Who will that be? My guess is probably the number one would probably be Ray Fisher, will be the surprise guest. Ezra Miller got a Flash panel, so he probably jumped in on that too. Gal Gadot probably jumped in on that too. Is that it? Maybe Jason Momoa? Who are we going to see? Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill? I'm really excited to see who's going to jump in on DC FanDome for Zack Snyder's Justice League and hype it up a little bit more. Maybe even a Green Lantern. Why don't Ryan Reynolds just pop on there just like he did when he had that that fake X-Men Zoom call, right? I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just kidding. But it's going to be exciting nonetheless, not only to see the trailer, but to see which cast members show up and what do they have to say about that. I'm kind of interested if Gal's going to show up. She has not said anything about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and maybe this is the event that she gets to finally talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. And so Zack Snyder always the one-man marketing hero. He himself markets it like he just drops a picture on Vero or on Twitter and it just blows up and people are excited once again. It's 6 more days till DC FanDome, and he dropped this, including the time, where at FanDome, and the day, August 22nd, 2:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time or Standard Time. In 6 days, right? In 6 days, there's a picture of Wayne Manor, or also known as going to be the new Hall of Justice. So that means that scene was actually shot or actually interpreted by him. He actually did that. 6 chairs and room for more, said Bruce Wayne to Wonder Woman, to Diana. And so that actually happened, 6 chairs or more. So he really did plan the Hall of Justice, and we did see some storyboard from this early on, like 2 years ago, about the whole Hall of Justice sticking in the sand. But in 6 days, we're gonna find out more. And someone even asked him on Vero, wait a minute, Zack, is this a countdown? And he says, yes. He said, oh, yes, this is a countdown. That means by the time you see this video, probably in when it says 5 days, there'll be another picture or something dropped as we count down to August 22nd. He is literally a one-man hype machine, and he knows how to do it. He just drops a pic, and he knows we're all gonna fucking talk about it. And we do. That's why I think this is not DC FanDome anymore. This is Zackdome, man. This is like everything is about Zack Snyder. Everybody's so intrigued and wondering and really wanting that Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the hype levels whenever time Zack drops something as he gets closer and closer to his panel is amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, DC FanDome, what? It is Zackdome. But that doesn't mean there's a lot of other things to be excited at DC FanDome as well. There is sure a lot of things to be excited at DC FanDome, including the Batman, Wonder Woman 1984, The Flash, The Suicide Squad, Black Adam, Shazam, Aquaman, your TV shows, the video games. It's gonna be amazing, and I can't believe we just cleared this one weekend, and it is this weekend. This weekend we ride into DC FanDome. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you liked listening and hearing about up-to-date DC movie news and DC entertainment, click like and subscribe today. Also, join my membership for exclusive content to videos and content that no one else but my members can see. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.